Then assume your role as my driver.
I am not moving until you put on a seatbelt.
Hi, I'm Reggie Ponder, the Real Critic, and this week's movie is Albany Road. What's it about? Well, Celeste, played by Renee Elise Goldsberry, is a high-powered New York executive, and she has to travel to make an important presentation. In the midst of bad weather, flight cancellations, and a rental car shortage, she is forced to travel with her ex-fiance's mother, Paula, played by Lynn Whitfield. The unlikely pair's road trip demands that they confront their past and reunites the former lovebirds in a very awkward and challenging situation. So who's in it? Renee Elise Goldsberry, J. Alphonse Nicholson, Lynn Whitfield, and Gary Dourdan. So what's to like? Well, I like romantic comedies, and Albany Road is a romantic comedy, but it confronts some real life issues that most people will identify with, especially those with parents who tend to get too involved in their children's love lives. The writer-director Christine Swanson finds the humor in such a situation, but she also finds the gravity of how parents can destroy a relationship. Albany Road explores resentment, reconciliation, and repentance. Both Celeste and Paula still hold deep resentment, but what makes this film touching is that everyone, in their own way, is seeking to reconcile. The fact that each is also looking to atone for their mistakes makes this a film that most of us can relate to. Now, the acting in Albany Road is solid all the way around, and the three main characters do a great job of anchoring the humor as well as the pain. I was particularly struck by how J. Alphonse Nicholson, who plays Cal, the son and ex-fiance, was so believable in his role. Having seen him in P-Valley, yes, I'm watching P-Valley, don't judge. I almost couldn't believe it was the same person, and I had to look him up to make sure that that was him. Now, although I knew that Goldsberry could act, it was refreshing to see her dig in and make this character likable and not likable at the same time. It's easy to understand her pain and question the way she navigates her work and her love life. Goldsberry does a great job of being arrogant and self-absorbed while giving way to empathy and vulnerability, where in the end, you really want this pair to find a way back to each other. Lynn Whitfield, let me tell you, she brings the right amount of comic relief to a film that also reveals some surprises about these individual lives that are not inherently funny. Whitfield is tough, she's loving and introspective as Paula, and she will have you laughing at her performance. Albany Road touches on a variety of issues beyond parental interference. There's the discussion with oneself about career versus family. There's the issue of one's mortality and making things right in this life. There's the question about loving the one you're with versus loving the one who's it. And when all the players are confined to that one household, it all unfolds despite many of those players trying to stay away from the heat. So, what's not to like? Well, some of the events in this film were telegraphed, and while it doesn't destroy the film, I wanted to be wrong about my predictions. However, I do think that the humor helps to minimize the negative impact of predictability. Additionally, there were some points in the film where the pace didn't seem to match the situation. For example, the road trip portion of the film had a few lulls in the dialogue and the action. Also, it took a while for each of the characters to be developed. And, that's okay, but while the character pacing worked to reveal a few surprises, it still felt a bit uneven at times. My rating? Albany Road is a fun and interesting look at love which welcomes the viewer to come along for the trip. And while there are a few bumps along the way, like finding true love, it is all worth it in the end. If you are looking for a lighthearted movie with heart and laughter, Albany Road is a great destination. I'm giving this one 3 out of 4 reels. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at The Real Critic, and I'll see you next time.